All right, Eminem's about to go crazy here, so we will pause it there. But what's up, guys? How's it going? My name is Eric, and this is my mom here.
Hello, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for coming back. We're bringing an artist back to the channel that we haven't heard in quite some time for today's music reaction. Last time around, we checked out Drake for the first time, so be sure you go back and give that one a look. But for today, it's Dr. Dre. I'm pretty sure we haven't heard him. I think we've technically only heard one Dr. Dre song, which was Nothing But a G Thing. I don't know if you remember that one with Snoop Dogg.
I think I remember that I liked it.
Till the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So that one was from 1992, his album The Chronic. Wow. We're gonna be moving it up 7 years to 1999. This is his next album after that, called The Chronic 2001. And it's funny because in 92 he put out the Chronic album and it completely changed the hip-hop game. 7 years later he puts out Chronic 2001 and it completely changes the hip-hop game again, in terms of at least production anyways. So after this album there was a lot of kind of copycats doing a lot of the same kind of things that he was doing production-wise on this one. But today's song is an album cut, not a single off of that album, featuring Eminem and Xzibit. It is What's the Difference? I know you wouldn't know that one. Obviously, you're familiar with Eminem. Do you know Xzibit at all?
I don't think so.
Do you remember the show Pimp My Ride?
Oh, yeah.
So he was the host of that show. So he was a rapper before that.
Got it. Okay.
And honestly, doing that show kind of killed his rap career when you think about it, because Pimp My Ride became so popular. Yeah. He became more known as the Pimp My Ride guy. Yeah. And then eventually, you know, he would leave Dr. Dre's company, the Aftermath, which is what Shady Records is on, and G Unit and all this other stuff. And he just, I don't know, he never quite was able to get past that. He was always kind of known as the Pimp My Ride guy since then. So you might recognize his voice, but again, the song is What's the Difference from 1999's The Chronic 2001.
What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between me and you? Back when Q was rolling with Lorenzo and a Benzo, I was banging with a gang of instrumentals. Got the pens and pencils, got down to business. But sometimes the business end of this shit can turn your friends against you. But you was a real nigga, I could sense it in you. I still remember the window of the car that you went through. That's fucked up, but I'll never forget the shit we've been through. And I'ma do whatever it takes to convince you. Cause you my nigga, Doc, and easy, I'm still with you. Fuck the beef, nigga, I miss you, and that's just being real with you. You see, the truth is, everybody wanna know how close me and Snoop is, and who I'm still cool with. Then I got these fake ass niggas I first flew with, claiming they non-violent, talking like they spit venom in interviews, speaking on reunions, move units, then talk shit, and we can do this. Until then, I ain't even speaking your name. Just keep my name out of your mouth, and we can keep it the same, nigga. It ain't that I'm too big to listen to the rumors, it's just that I'm too damn big to pay attention to them. That's the difference. What's the difference between me and you? You talk a good one, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. I act on what I feel and never deal with emotions. I'm used to living big dog style with straight coaches. What's the difference between me and you? You talk a good one, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. I act on what I feel and never deal with emotions. I'm used to living big dog style with straight coaches.
All right, we'll pause there before Xzibit starts. So that was Dr. Dre's verse early on. What do you think about it so far?
So was all of that him?
That was all Dr. Dre.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out, it sounded like it just switched.
It added something else in. Well, the chorus was not Dr. Dre. I'm not sure who the chorus was, but the first verse was all Dr. Dre. So in some of that, there was some stuff in there that he was talking about that I know you wouldn't be familiar. So he's talking about previous beefs and having issues with people. He referenced a guy named, he says Doc, who was a guy named DOC, who worked with him on Death Row Records, and they ended up having a falling out. And he also mentioned Easy in that. That's Eazy-E from NWA, who passed away years prior. But, you know, they had their issues when NWA split up. But when Eazy-E passed away, they had to, you know, they were able to have kind of their moment of getting past all that. He died from HIV in
He said
like
something
1994 or 95, something like that.
went through the window.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he was referencing there. There was a couple other things that I'm not too sure about. Like, he was talking about having beef with someone else and like talking about I'm too big to pay attention to the rumors. So I'm
Right.
not sure exactly what he was referencing there.
Okay.
A lot of these guys like Eminem, Dre, especially when 50 Cent came in, they had a lot of issues with other people
Yeah.
in the industry all going on at the same time. So he
Sure.
could have been referencing anybody.
Yeah.
But this is going to be Xzibit coming up here.
Okay.
I stay with it while you try to perpetrate, play with it. Never knew about the next level until Dre did it. I stay committed while you motherfuckers babysit it. I smash the critics like an overhand right from Riddick. Come and get it, shitted on villains by the millions. I be catching bitches while bitches be catching feelings. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? I pop bottles and hot hollow points at each and all of you. Come on, a heartless bastard, high and plastic. My style is like a reaction from too much acid. Never come down, pass it around, you can't handle it. Hang Hollywood niggas by they soul trade laminates. What's the difference between me and you? About 5 bank accounts, 3 ounces, and 2 vehicles. Until my death, I'm Bangladesh. I suggest you hold your breath till ain't nothing left. Yo, that's the difference.
He took it in a totally different direction. I like the horns in this. Wah. Wah, wah. All right, Eminem's about to go crazy here, so we will pause it
boy.
there. But did you recognize Xzibit's voice at all?
No.
He does have a pretty distinct voice, but that
No.
show was like so many years ago
and
that
I
it would be
did
hard
watch
to
that
remember.
show. I
I
liked
know
it.
you. I definitely remember you watching
Yeah.
it. But yeah, he took it in like a completely different direction. So his difference that he was talking about is basically like I'm thugging, I'm flossing, I'm balling, and what the fuck are you doing with your life
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of funny if you think about it, because like Dre's like talking about some kind of like serious, close to the heart shit in his. Then Xzibit is kind of like starting to go more to the crazy side, and now we're gonna get all the way crazy because this is gonna be peak Slim Shady here. So let's check out
Nice.
Eminem.
All right.
I got something to say.
He's off the walls
I wanna
with
tell
this
you
one.
shit right now, but this fucking weed is in me. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I love you, dog. I got your motherfucking back.
Right.
Just know this shit.
Slim, I don't know if you noticed it, but I've had your back from day one, nigga. Let's blow this bitch.
I mean it, dog. You ever need somebody off? Whose throat is it?
Well, if you ever kill that Kim bitch, I'll show you where the ocean is.
That's cool, and I appreciate the offer. But if I do decide to really murder my daughter's mama, I'ma sit her up in the front seat and put sunglasses on her and cruise around with her for 7 hours to California and have her waving at people. Then drive her off on the corner at the police station and drive off honking her.
Says I'm on a weekend at Bernie's, that bitch.
Get your
Right.
sword off, drop the sword off and beat you with the piece of a sword off. Fuck blood, I wanna see some lungs coughed up. Get shot up in the hot tub till the bubbles pop up and your nose and cough start up. You get some hot water. That's for trying to talk like the chronic was lost product. That's for even thinking of having them thoughts thought up. You better show some respect whenever the doc's brought up. So what's the difference between us? We can start at the penis, or we can scream, I just don't give a fuck and see who means it.
What's the difference between me and you? You talk a good one.
Yeah, he was off his rocker on that one. That is the Slim Shady person. What's the difference?
I saw that.
What's the difference? What's the difference between me and you? I don't know what the difference is, but that was what's the difference.
Oh my god.
Dr. Dre featuring Eminem and Xzibit. Overall, what did you think about that, including Eminem's verse there?
Everybody definitely hated Kim.
Oh yes, Kim was
Jesus.
the wrestling heel at that point. But what'd you think about the whole thing?
I liked it. I did like it.
I
didn't
really liked the horns part. Just like kind of that bass line and him using the horns, and a lot of stuff like some of his other songs from this album we haven't heard yet use a lot of piano. So that was kind of the style that a lot of other producers
but the
started
whole
kind of
background
adopting.
stayed the same, even though their singing was different. The background stayed the same,
Some of it did,
so you
yeah.
could still dance to it and bop to it. Or
Yeah, this is
whatever.
one of the ones that is more, like, probably sounds more closely to some stuff off the first Chronic just because of that horns part.
Yeah.
Like, there's some songs off, we've only heard the one song. There's songs off there that you haven't heard that sound a little more closer to this, but Yeah, that's psychotic Slim Shady there.
Oh my God, that
a
was
lot
bad.
of a lot of his that's
He was like
nothing.
high pitched and squealy, like a little teenager.
Yeah, that's the
That
Slim
one.
Shady persona. But this is 1999, so
Yeah.
he was still a fresh face in the game
Hey,
at this
baby.
point. But Mom liked this one. Hopefully you
Yeah.
guys did as well. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up, of course, and subscribe. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, we've got in our next couple ones, we'll be checking out some more people we haven't heard in a while. So
Okay.
hopefully you guys will join us for those. But for Mom, my name's Eric again, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.